On one of our other events, the father and daughter were candy nuts. And their favorite movie was Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, the original one.
So you recreated the event?
We totally recreated the event. We took over a hotel. We took it over for 3 days to transform from the staircase, the entranceway, all the way down. And every room was a different scene of the movie.
Bubble room.
The golden hands, the golden tickets, the candy garden where we had customized anywhere from 1 pound to 10-pound gummy bears.
We actually hand painted all the candies.
We had lollipops made, the spiral lollipops. They were huge. We had over 4,000 pounds of candy throughout this whole party.
Wow.
Talk about over the top. Let me tell you about their candy store. It was incredible.
What did they have?
We brought in tons and tons of candy, and it was floor to ceiling candy. Talk about sugar high.
Every table was different. The dance floor was a raised dance floor that we created.
And then we covered each of the panels in a colored candy.
Like you were dancing on a bed of candy.
It had frosted plexi, and we had to put lighting underneath that. All very non-standard things for most events.
And we used really bright, pretty citrus colors, lime green, bright yellow, pink, and orange. So everything had a custom look to it.
Because of all the colors, you know, the biggest part of your design is lighting.
Lighting helped create and enhance all these like little elements, whether little pieces of candy that were made out of foam core or real candy. I guess the final point is that working with Julie at Syzygy Events and working with Planet Parties, as a team, we are sort of like unstoppable, because over the top is what we do, but most of all, we love what we do and we want to make the client really happy.
On this particular event, it was a multi-day event.
Okay. It was an Indian wedding.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So it's an 8-day celebration.
And every day had different locations. And it was from museums to the 2 different homes, the bride and the groom's home, with tenting. The biggest challenge was working with the government,
Okay.
you know, in DC, because of the fact that to close down 2 of the most important streets in the city at 6 o'clock on a Friday night, a holiday weekend no less.
Oh.
For the groom to be presented on an elephant.
With all the guests, 800 people parading behind. It took over 6 months of going through office to office to office and not saying no.
That's
we
true.
have 1 shot and 1 shot only to make people's memories happen.
True. That's true. Patty told me about an event you guys worked on for 8 days. Could you tell me about that?
It was one of the longer ones. So it started with parties at their home,
Okay.
where we had tents to decorate in the yard. So those went through the night because every day there was a party. So through the night we'd go in and decorate it, and then during the day there would be a party. And then at night we'd go back and change it to another look. From there we moved on to the Building Museum, where they had a huge finale party where we had to totally transform that giant space. So it was a lot of fun, but a lot of hours for our crew.
Oh my goodness. So they do all this big fabric in the ceiling. We have to light that up. We have to make it really like be coordinated with all the other little elements. And then there's, of course, they have the dance portion of it where we use robotic intelligent lights to sort of complement the music for their particular style. And there's an actual lighting programmer that does that, that stays with them the entire time of the party. Lighting is everything. Inside of a tent, you're blocking out sunlight, you're blocking out pretty much everything. You have to have ambient light, and then in this case, where you have all different types of fabric treatments and other decor elements, you have to highlight them and you have to warm them up and bring out the richness. And in the Indian culture, color is just everything. So to make those colors come out and be vibrant, it's what you have to do. You could take the best florist, the best ice sculpture, the best anybody, but without lighting, you don't highlight what they do and bring out that artwork with beautiful colors in the form of light, you're never going to get that wow factor. Never.
Well, thanks so much for having me here.
Thank you for having us. We enjoyed meeting you.
Thanks.
We sell what people are looking for. We create dreams.